Hello, and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos, a D&D podcast set in the world of Fierlor. Do we have any plugs before we jump into things this week, guys? Alright, as usual, you can help us out by sharing the podcast, or if you want to go that extra mile, there is the Patreon and the Redbubble if you want to get things like
some pretty cool items at our Redbubble. Some pretty branded merch. It's very stylish and comfortable. Especially we're in August now, so it's probably pretty cold or getting warmer. In which case, you can purchase a hoodie or a t-shirt.
Yeah. Probably.
Or I think they have crop tops too. Get yourself a crop top.
Really?
Go off for Wyverns and Weirdos. Instagram. Tag us on Instagram. I want to see your merch.
All right. And of course, the Patreon, you can get early access and access to things like my DM notes on occasion and monthly homebrew. So, without further ado, let's jump into another episode of Wyverns and Weirdos. And so, where we last left off, there were a number of revelations made about the Wizards of the Ruins, their plans, and as well as some hidden memories that Ross had locked off to her. And Bertie was the only one aware of. Other than Sam, in order to have some method of retrieving those memories. And when that was all revealed, things went a little interesting. Yes. But there was the night Ross and Sam had a conversation in Sam's room, and the next morning came, and basically Caius and Rook went off to run some errands on Caius's Pegasus. So that is where we find ourselves. Is there anyone still at Bertie's that wants to get anything done? Bertie.
Yeah, I do, unless other people want to do something. I think we were all kind of having a very awkward breakfast, including with Sam standing there. But he's kind of like, I think Anya was helping him with brekkie, but he's kind of like been quite tense this morning. I guess I'll really quickly describe as well. Bertie currently is wearing like the base outfit of his new look for season 3 that Zoe drew, minus the armor and the half skirt. So it's just like a pink, like little pink boots and like little black high-waisted trousers and like black and pink floral pattern vest with a big puffy sleeved white undershirt. I will also note that visible on his right arm is the now healed but still very noticeable scar he got from the whole Dominate Person incident in Deus with Caius. And he had his hair out last night, but he's now got most of it pulled back into like a flower braid, like the back of his head, like in the ref art. Just thought I'd mention that. Fun times. But he kind of like is quite tense, and after a few moments, he'll kind of, because Ross is also there, I think Ross just had a very quiet exchange with Sam. But he'll kind of like move a bit closer to Ross and be like, hey, can we talk outside for a bit if that's okay?
Oh, of course. Of course we can.
cool. Okay. And Bertie will kind of like awkwardly like step out, like on the main like stones of. He'll go like just on the main entrance of the house. And he'll kind of like look over his shoulder back. Anya can't see, but he'll look back over at Anya and just send a message to her, I guess, and be like, "We'll be back soon. You and Neumann keep an eye on Sam."
Anya
apologize to Ross.
She doesn't reply back by message, but she does give him a nod, and she's just now leaning up against the counter, drinking a cup of tea. I will just very quickly, because with this new day past the ball and obviously the various outfits that we were wearing afterwards, Anya is now also in a relaxed version. And by relaxed, I mean she's just not kitted up with all the daggers and shit of her new art. Thank you, Zoe. Which is like a little like black crop top, for lack of a better word, and her dark black pants that are like very sort of versatile and easy for her to move. She's not wearing her cape just because she is at breakfast, but within all of that, she does also have her braids now tied up in a bun just to keep them out of the way, especially now that she doesn't have an element of sight, so she doesn't like getting there to be any sort of access to be able to get entangled without her awareness. And there's also a fair few visible tattoos, including the facial tattoos that sort of cover where her scarring was and add a sort of ornamental effect, as well as the tattoos she has on her wrists, one of which is a dagger surrounded by roses and the other being a symbol, of which, who knows, maybe you'll find out. But yeah, she leans against the counter and just gives Bertie a nod, and enjoys her tea quietly.
Ross will, like, on her way out, she's just going to give Neumann a little pat on the back and she's going to follow Bertie out. She is also wearing a more relaxed version of her new official art outfit. So she's wearing, like, the dark red pants with the knee-high black boots. They are red bottoms. So she's a fancy girl. And then she's got the big white puffy sleeved shirt with the double puffs and the black bands. She is not wearing her braces of panache, but she does have her little green jeweling vest that has like all the gold accents, but she doesn't have any of the Knights of the Seven regalia on yet. And she just follows Bertie out.
Clarification: Ross is wearing the Ross has the illusionist braces. Was that what you meant?
Yes. What did I? Oh, I said Bertie's ones. Yeah. Apologies.
Everyone's stealing my stuff. Gosh.
So many bracers. My God.
Yeah.
No, she's wearing the illusionist bracers, which I will describe for you all when she has them on. So yeah, she follows Bertie outside.
Excellent.
And she's like, so what's up?
He kind of like looks out at the this very overgrown garden outside, and then kind of like turns back around and sort of like again doing the thing that he's been doing quite a lot, which is like he steeples his fingers sort of and then just like laces them together and holds them in front of himself as he turns around. And he says, I just wanted to apologize from the thing yesterday, keeping the thing from Sam from you. I just wanted you to know the way that he said it made me worried you were in danger if you found it out too early. And I made him promise when it happened that he had your best interests at heart, and he said it was wood, by the way, but I'm sorry I'm all the same. I hope the information was worth it. I'm sorry for not coming up to after you either. Neumann said he'd go talk, and I figured you needed his cheer and just some space to yourself more than me, but I'm sorry about that all the same. Doesn't really seem like it was worth it, to be honest, just like the rest of the stuff with the party, but I just wanted to apologize, I guess, about all that.
Thank you. You don't have to apologize, Bertie. It sucks. It sucks that you had to keep that secret. I don't blame you for it. And if we're apologizing, I am sorry too that I walked off like I did.
No, that was completely understandable. That was a
I know, but I should have let you know that I wasn't mad at you.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're not. I still should have apologized. Yeah. I still want to apologize to you. So,
Thank you.
Are we good?
Always.
Good. Cool. Can I hug you? Is that okay?
Of course. She opens her arms.
Bertie kind of like awkwardly steps in and gives her a hug.
Yeah.
Apologetically.
Yeah. She just hugs him. And she is like, I've said it before, Bertie, and I'll say it again. You have to do a lot more than keep a secret to lose me.
Well, it's true. You're a pretty good person, Ruvari, and everyone else as well. So, excellent. I just got to do the best that I can to live up to that. But yeah, I hope it was okay and it wasn't too bad stuff that came out.
Yeah. It's good to know.
Yeah,
going forward.
I guess we'll see what we have to do with the council, and we'll discuss with everyone once Rook and Caius get back. They popped into town real quick. So once they get back, we'll figure out what to do with Sam and what to do with the council and what to do with Kharas.
Probably at this point that you'd hear in the distance.
What's that? Ross immediately takes like a protective stance and like gets in front of Bertie.
Another bloody dragon.
As the sight of a white winged horse with two figures riding atop it comes towards the mansion.
Oh, that must be them now.
What? What? I'm sorry, repeat that, please? That?
Yeah. Must be Kharas, I guess. He took Rook with him. So yeah, it must be them now. It shouldn't be too long. They're pretty easy. Usually pretty good at landing.
And the Pegasus comes in to land gracefully on the grounds.
Hello. Sorry, we just quickly ducked out into town.
Hello. Who's this?
Oh, well,
Rook? Oh, this is my new friend. This is Theodore.
Theodore?
Yes, Theodore. This is Ross. Ruvari.
Ross is fine.
Ross.
Haven't met Teddy before?
No, I keep forgetting.
No.
I haven't actually introduced him to very many people.
Ross looks at Bertie and she goes, I know very little about what Caius has done this year, apparently.
Oh!
And she gives Bertie like a meaningful little eyebrow wiggle.
So Bertie stares at Ross for a moment and then starts going, and then looks very blue across the cheeks. It's like, well, I'll let you guys get acquainted. I'll go and check to see how everybody's inside. As he scurries back inside real quick.
So Teddy. Wow. How long have you known Rook?
This morning, pretty much. It was a bit of a surprise for me as well, I gotta say.
Yeah, I've never seen a teddy before.
Well, I mean, neither have I until I saw him. So, although I technically did see him a little earlier than you did. Yes, but here he is.
Cool. Sorry, I'm just a little surprised.
No, that's fine. It's a very surprising creature, really, when you think about it.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't really see very many of them, do you?
No.
No, apparently Teddy here came from a different plane that Caius went hopping to.
You went to a different plane on your own to get Teddy?
Oh, goodness, no, I'd get lost. No, Bertie came along.
Of course he did. Yeah, may I... Hello, Teddy? Can he do you understand me?
Teddy nods.
Oh,
I could be wrong, but I think he knows more languages than I do.
Probably certainly knows more than I do. May I pat you, Teddy Theodore?
Teddy nods quickly and then bows down to offer his head.
Ross very gently, pats his little mane. I'm assuming it's very soft.
Yes. Very, very soft.
Oh, my God. And she looks over at Rook and she's like, and you've just gone for a fly with him.
Yeah. Actually, surprisingly, that was so much more fun than going on the airship. I hated the airship, but a flying horse, a Pegasus, that is really cool.
Huh. I mean, I can fly occasionally too, but a Pegasus. What? Caius.
Yes?
What encouraged you to get your friend Teddy here and bring him to our plane?
Well, I mean, Fredwood is amazing, and he's doing fine back at my parents' house. But he was really struggling getting up the hill every day, and I did a little bit of research. Well, a couple of my sisters did a little bit of research for me, and we came up with this because we figured a griffin would probably just eat too much, and I mean, look at Theodore. He's gorgeous.
He is a very beautiful Pegasus, yes. Aha. So for convenience, you and Bertie went to a different plane of existence.
Yes.
Got a Pegasus.
There was a bit in between, but yes.
And now he's just here to fly you to your house.
Well, and from my house, yes.
Cool. I don't know why I'm surprised, but this is this is quite confronting. And she checks an imaginary watch. 7 a.m. This is quite confronting.
Well,
Sorry, Teddy.
I mean, if it makes you more comfortable, I don't know if we've got the time now. But later on, if you wanted to go for a ride, it's very comfortable. It's well, I mean, it doesn't hurt. Well, I mean, it's a little bit bumpy sometimes if you hit a little pocket of wind, but it's nothing like riding a phoenix or anything that hurts.
You've ridden a phoenix?
Well, sort of. We sort of held on.
We?
But yes.
Who's we?
Well, Bertie and I, we went on the trip to get the Pegasus. I feel like I'm talking to a wall.
Apologies, Caius. If we get the time, I would love to go for a trip with Teddy later on. That would be brilliant.
And I will just quickly pause the time as well. Bertie walks into the house, kind of like just carefully closes the door behind me. He like walks into, I presume Anya is still doing the same pose, and Neumann is probably doing the exact same pose, and Sam is just staying there uncomfortably somewhere.
He does stare at Sam every now and then.
Anya's like,
he's very curious as to what happened last night.
Okay.
Anya has a good idea of like, you know, the things around her from just the sounds of everything. So she'd know where Sam would have pulled out a chair and sat down, and she knows, you know, obviously having stayed with Bertie for the whole time skip, she knows like the layout of this kitchen. So Sam might be mistaken in thinking that her kind of standing there and looking through him is just completely coincidental because she's blind. So that unnerving, just dead-eyed stare, you know, must be accidental.
Of course. Yeah. And Bertie carefully closes the door, takes him aside. It's like, okay, Neumann, you were quite surprised last night. Anya, I don't even know why I would be surprised. You haven't heard about Teddy, have you?
Teddy?
Okay.
Is this to do with when you went away for a while?
Maybe. Well, not to do with the thing last night. But earlier,
you already
yes.
haven't addressed Bianca. You can't. This can't be another.
Oh no! Not nothing like that. It's not a kid. I mean, not in that way. No. Cool. Whenever you like to come outside and meet Teddy, this is not a. I have not sired Teddy. Teddy is a friend of Caius's. Friend, pet, mount. Not that kind of pet.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have made the assumption. That was not fair.
I mean, it's an understandable one, but good God, I hope not.
I'm glad you're staying safe. I would love to meet Teddy.
Yes, absolutely. So cool. Neumann, would you like to? Sam, you can stand in the doorway. Maybe that's probably the best option right now. Cool. All right, Anya. Hey. So, Bertie, like, while he's doing this, he kind of like scurries over, like, can I take your hand?
Yes, of course.
Cool. And Bertie will take Anya's hand and gesture to Neumann to come along if he wants to, and he'll lead her outside. Where the commotion is probably still going on. Ross is like, Pegasus. Okay, interesting. And like while Bertie's like leading on your eye, it's like, so I kind of forgot to mention this because it's weird. I like not saying everything. That Caius has a pet Pegasus.
Oh.
You can probably listen. You can probably hear its wings and stuff. So. Probably if you've heard wings, that's been what it's been. I don't know why I haven't mentioned it.
I just thought that there was a very large bird around.
Technically, yes, but it's got hooves, and it's not a griffin.
That explains so many odd noises. He's had it for a while, hasn't he?
Yup. Quite a few months. I honestly thought he would have told like Rook or like Ross or something like that, but apparently not. So I think we might as well tell everyone.
I'm right, aren't I? He got it when you were there.
Yes. We went to Arborea.
Anya, she squeezes Bertie's hand a little bit, and he'd feel like the magic of message like tingling through. And she's like, I haven't forgotten. You still need to tell me how it went last night. Not now, but soon.
Bertie kind of like tenses a bit. If anyone like looks over at him, he is like, it goes even, he's like, the blush is back there. He's like, and Bertie kind of like, doesn't respond, but he kind of like squeezes her hand. And she can probably feel like the gesture because he's standing closer to her that he nods.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is acceptable for her. She takes that as payment and is on her merry way.
Excellent. But it's like, cool, so everyone's having fun of Teddy. I didn't realize Anya doesn't know about Teddy either, so here's Anya as well. Isn't this a fun morning?
Oh, yes. Hi, Anya. This is Theodore. Theodore Felix Sylvius. Theodore, meet my friends.
Darby, Theodore is a magical creature, correct?
Yes.
Like I'm assuming a Pegasus magical creature.
Yes.
If this in any way feels both Darby and Mitch off in description, please let me know. But Anya can probably, while she can't see Teddy, she can probably feel like a warmth, a radiant sort of warmth wash over towards her, like the rolling of the magic radiating out of Teddy. And it's not something that's scary or necessarily overwhelming, but like when you get a warmer sort of summer breeze on a really nice day. Does that sound accurate?
Seems reasonable.
Yep. Mitch is nodding, so I'll take that. So she sort of feels that, and she cocks her head a little bit because it's such a sort of a lot more magical, like a lot more natural and magical feeling than she's used to, because obviously with everyone having their inherent magical abilities, it's still quite loud and it's structured in ways that they dictate rather than just being naturally a part of them. And so she's kind of a little bit speechless for a second, and then she's like, can I, and she kind of reaches a hand out. She's like, may I?
Oh, of course. And I'm going to lead Theodore over.
He's a sentient creature, right, Darby?
Yes.
Would I have to roll an animal handling for this or something?
No, it would be close to a persuasion.
All right.
Like I would, because they share traits with animals, I would allow an animal handling, but a persuasion would be more accurate.
So that's a 7. And I kind of feel, if you're happy to let me flavor this, so she probably reaches her hand up to sort of pet Teddy, like on the horsey forehead area. But her magic is still quite chaotic, in a lot of regards, and still not quite natural through her. So it's almost a bit staticky at the moment too, because she isn't used to this other feeling of magic. So when she reaches her hand up, it probably crackles and statics a little bit, which I can imagine Teddy doesn't necessarily react the best to.
No, it's not a violent reaction, but it definitely backs away at it.
I'm sorry, I'm just not used to that kind of magic. I'm sure he's magnificent, Caius.
He certainly is, and I apologize. He's not used to big crowds yet.
I understand the feeling.
Fun fact, Neumann can apparently talk to him. At least I think he was talking to him. He was doing a weird singing thing in a weird language I didn't understand.
What?
Oh, Neumann met him last night.
Neumann?
Neumann is standing in the doorway behind Sam. And he goes, yes?
What?
Oh, I've learned a few languages over the break. Celestial included. They speak Celestial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty fun language.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's really, really fun to talk to.
Was there talk of a meeting?
Sam rudely interrupts. Is Sam asking Neumann? Because
He's asking the group.
yeah, I don't know actually.
Oh, yeah. Betty looks at Ross awkwardly.
I had spoken with the council and the convocation last night that we should discuss the events of the previous evening today. We were waiting for Caius and Rook to return to decide whether it should be all of us minus you, or just the 3 Knights of the 7.
Are you in a rush to be somewhere, Sam?
Not in particular.
And is there any reason why you feel that we should not have a quiet moment this morning, considering everything we did last night?
I think the things that happened last night need addressing.
Sam? None know that more than we do. But I would be wiser with what company you choose to push.
I just gotta say, the visual of Neumann standing directly, is he like directly behind Sam?
Yeah, his head's like poking. Well, actually, no. His head isn't like poking out to the side of Sam's head. It's above, and maybe a little bit to the side.
No wonder Sam's like, can we do a thing? It's so funny.
Well, then if that's the case, then we're all here, so group decision. All of us, 6 of us, or 3 of us.
Well, I'm fine with any of them. Depends what people are comfortable with. I think either way we're going to check in, but I'm happy to just go as one of the knights, or as a group, or if we think Sam could be useful as well, with Sam as well.
My strength doesn't lie in speaking to members of the Convocation. It often doesn't go well. But I was there last night, and I am happy to retell anything I need to. Otherwise, if needed, I can stay here and watch over Sam. Whatever works best.
Rook?
Sure. Yeah, I can go along. I might be able to help. She looks uncomfortable for a moment, and her eyes kind of flick over to Anya, and then she says, I've got ties with the Convocation. I would like to talk with him, and I might be able to help.
Right. Well, then, would we like to be the whole group, or?
I don't see why not.
Caius?
I think there might be benefit to having everyone there. But then again, we've also got to, well, I say this in the politest possible way, but, we should watch out for the new guy.
That's fair. Pretty understandable. Well, I guess if we can all go, then we can get some insider information, and we can keep track of it. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Is everyone ready to go now, or are we going to grab some stuff? Hopefully it won't take too long. You know how the Convocation get. And all that.
Oh, is Sam staying here?
Sam can come with us. He'll have some information. Let's go then.
All right. So you head towards the civic district to meet at the chambers of the count of the Lords of the Seven. And when you get there, 6 of the 7 lords are present, and several of the arcane convocation. So Pashorn is present, Ulrich is present, Alazira is present, Garnick is not, Carvenham is Carvenham is not, Nacelle is not, Ufina is, Lur is not, Ulpip is, Bayrona is, Cigar is, Vassalor is not. Of the lords, so Thalron is not present, the dwarvish lord who died and was brought back last night. However, Lady Daphne Stov, Lady Valorant Pirid, Lord Zachem Greenflower, Lady Florette Eastsworn, Lord Zolna Horva, who I believe at least one of you met last night. No, he was who you met with a year ago. And Lord Raymond Slatebrow.
But he kind of like adjusts his collar as they're standing in, and then like kind of leans into probably like tucked himself to Caius' side by that point. Like, it's a very serious meeting.
Caius has also gone like full business like as soon as he walks in the door.
Same. And it will be noted as we were leaving Bertie's house, Ross would have grabbed her Knights of the Seven regalia. So she's got like these like gold tassels attached to her big like symbol of the seven. And she's also got her old rapier that Neumann gave her, but it's been like done up a little bit so it just looks a little fancier. No actual bonuses to it. It just looks better. So.
Bertie has not got any of that symbolism. He's just kind of like standing there looking, while Caius and Ross looking quite serious. He's just looking uncomfortable.
Anya also would have fully kitted up before leaving. Her version of business mode, while not necessarily putting on the business for the nobles, is having all of her weapons on her person. She also has her new silvered cape on her, which is like a little sheer floor length number. It's just something fancy. That's for me, not for Anya. That's for me.
Neumann isn't geared up except for the random sword that was thrown his way, which he's brought to give back to the owner. He's hoping he's here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sean is here.
Yes. At his earliest convenience, Neumann will be approaching him.
Yeah.
Or them.
Alright. So, who would be the first to speak? Ulpip probably would start proceedings. So Ulpip is this kind of older middle-aged gnome, kind of this spiky. If he was like human, it would be salt and pepper, but with his hair rather than the black, it is a vibrant blue that is laced with grey. And yeah, so gnomish fellow, he has no facial hair, wild blue eyebrows, and wears mostly dark clothes that appear to be very movable.
I've never been more attracted to a member of the Convocation.
So, how we did not foresee something the extent of last night occurring beyond me. But that is neither here nor there. It has happened now. The question, of course, as you would all understand, is where do we move forward?
That is certainly what we came here to ask of you.
As far as I see it, this is something that has not happened before. The wizards have now shown their hand. They have shown what they truly stand for. Of course, my position would usually force me to stay neutral on these matters, but I would suggest to the lords that this has been act of war, and that you would be justified in taking up arms against Kharas. What this would look like, that is not for me to say. You all know that I would much prefer subtle weeding, but when they take a strike such as they did last night on our union's elite, powerful, and I don't think that that could be met with us appearing to lay down.
If anyone's watching Anya, She is clenching and unclenching her fist very hard, but she's pointedly not saying anything because she does not want to say the wrong thing. But she does look... There are a couple of points that were said that she just looks stonier and stonier.
If there is a pause and no other lord looks like they're about to speak, Caius will step forward. So, Lords, whilst I do agree with most of what Lord Oldpip said, there is this was a definite act of aggression, and it does need to be one that is responded to in kind. However, I would urge the Lords to understand that your enemy here is not Kharas. It is the wizards who have started this affair. I believe if we are, if you will allow me to use your words, Lord Oldpip, join in an act of war, it should be in taking up arms with Kharas, not against.
If I may, my lords, I have to agree with Lord Sylvius. As a Kharasi myself, all a war would do is harm the innocent. It may be best to simply defend your lands, beginning potentially with the Wizards of the Ruined Tower sanctioned in Durham, which we do know to be of import to the wizards, and perhaps leaving some time to potentially attempt eliminating the wizards before a war can begin.
Lord, who say this? Probably Lord Zackham. Lord Zackham Greenflower, who's this human man, very rough, kind of sun-kissed face, rough beard, those short, kind of a dirty brown color, short hair, says, "Maybe so, but we cannot be seen to be weak on the world stage. We must not allow the people of Izin or Tsawa or, heaven forbid, Navora, its warring kingdoms, to see us as targets ripe for the picking."
Anya, she snorts very loudly. And then she's like, "I need you to know, respectfully, I do not say this as a Navoran. You have not insulted me as a Navoran. I barely know Navora. I have been adventuring since I was young. I am Navoran only by birth. But what on earth makes you think that you have all not already shown how weak you are, not just from the events of last night, but from not helping Kharas in the first place? You have to be joking if you don't think you're not already weak.
I believe what our...
Sorry, apologies, Rafari, but look at the events of last year. You chose the same people who made the mistake to go fix it. Did it work out? Yes, but that was laughable.
Zackham turns his face, turns to face Olpip, and he says, "Is this true? Were these the ones that unleashed that monstrosity upon our world?" And Alazira speaks up. There's technically yes, but there was more to it than that. If I understand what occurred correctly, they went into Wildshade when it was under attack. Attempted to fix things there, and they were not entirely successful, but what they did stopped the infernal incursion, trading it for, who knows, possibly a better one, possibly a worse one. Definitely a slower acting one. And then from there, we had there was prophecy involved.
I believe, my lord, the thing to take away from both what the lovely Alazira is saying and also what our friend Anya has said is that, yes, members of this party may have accidentally been involved in the summation of Zorthram Tathara. However, we were also the ones to defeat them. And if you may, my lord, look past the tone with which my friend Anya speaks, her statement remains fair. To be seen to be weak, you must behave with weakness. To defend yourself, to get rid of the Wizards of the Ruins here, in your nations, to protect yourselves, is not weakness. It is a frontline offense. I personally would be willing to volunteer if you can guarantee us at least some time to go into Kharas myself, with permission with this group, and defeat the Wizards of the Ruins before a war can start. Save the people of Kharas and save the unnecessary slaughter of your soldiers. To launch into battle is to launch into doom. The wizards show their hand because they are strong. They are expecting you to fight back. The only way to prepare for a win is also to prepare for a loss. That does not mean they are prepared for a pinprick. My lord.
Submit to my fellow lords. And he speaks directly to Lady Daphne, Lady Valwyn, Lady Fleurette, Lord Zollner, and Lord Raymond. That we give these heroes a month to deal with the wizards at the source, while we deal with purging them from our own shores. I would suggest that the Convocation are tasked with purging local chapters, as they should have the resources and the contacts. But if after that month we cannot guarantee the safety of our people, then we are to declare war on Kharas.
And that would be understandable, my lord. If it is the wills of the lords and ladies present here today, we can make arrangements post-haste to travel to Kharas, and to give you any information we may know about the Wizards of the Ruins before we leave to better enhance your fight here on your own shores. I would say, where possible, my lord, to not make a public spectacle of this for the benefit of your own people. They need to see that their government is calm in this time.
Lady Volwyn speaks. She's a copper dragonborn figure, very soft features, but with like an almost fin type horn arrangement at the top of her head. I agree with you. What officially, as a Knight of the Seven, is Ross known as Ross or Rivari?
She's known as Sir Ross.
Okay. I would agree with you there, Sir Ross. It is of importance that our people are not disturbed by this more than they need be. But I do agree that we cannot leave too much time. I'm afraid I must support Lord Zackham's proposal.
Rook will step forward and give a short bow and then address the lords. Thank you for your cooperation with us and the plans that you're creating. They are wise ones. I would ask you, in this fight, a fight that is largely going to be focused upon stealth and subterfuge, will you be maintaining a channel with us to give us information on what you fight out as you fight from this front?
That will likely be upon the domain of Convocation. And at that, on that, Tashawn says, we have means of keeping in contact with and your compatriots, Rook.
Excellent. I look forward to continue working as allies then. And I might have to have a talk to Tashawn about work and training and such.
Of course.
I'll talk to you later. And Rook steps back again.
All right.
If and Anya kind of, I don't want to say looks to Ross because she's not sort of looking to Ross, but she kind of nods to Ross to sort of get a gauge as to whether she thinks it will be okay for Anya to say one last thing.
Ross is going to let her speak. She's not going to stop her.
Anya steps forward one more time and she's like, I am not the best with speaking within these regards, so apologies if some things that I say come across curt or blunt. We will do this, or I know I am in, and I know this is a discussion between the whole party, but knowing my companions, I know that this is something we will do. And we will endeavor to save Kharas, for that is what is right. You have had time to act, to stop this from shifting and spreading. However, I will give you the luxury of forgiveness that many Kharasis, including some refugees within this very room, may not afford you. For I have the luxury of being able to forgive your inaction on helping other nations out of kindness or out of a sense of duty. But just know that if we don't succeed within the time limits that you have given us, and action is taken not just against the wizards, but against Kharas as a whole, I'd maybe evaluate, and she kind of gestures across to like all of them, evaluate those that you are seated with, and whether you would recognize them from a wizard of the ruin themselves. Thank you. And she takes a step back.
Caius is going to flinch at something that Anya said there, and is just going to sort of take a little bit of a pause. And then is just going to sort of passively move his shield in front of him and just kind of tap it on the ground once, and use his divine sense to detect good and evil.
Okay, so remind me what detect good and evil detects. It's not alignment.
It's not alignment, no. Within 60 feet that is not behind total cover, I know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead.
There are none of those present.
Cool.
Betty watches him do that, but then kind of just like doesn't say anything.
Anya feels him do that, both the banging the shield on the ground gently, and also probably the little twinklings of Caius magic, which she doesn't feel very often, and has to school her expression of surprise.
Right. So I'll pick face up again. I take it that it sounds like we have a course of action. We of the Convocation are to focus on the home front, weeding out these points of corruption home, and that you, Kevin, have volunteered to weed out the wizards from Kharas itself as best you can.
Mission duly noted.
A month is plenty of time. We'll do this.
If you are able to, would you please keep us abreast of the situation down here as well, as we will be updating you on the situation in Kharas.
Of course. Is there anything that we should note? Is there any information that the seven of you have that would aid in local efforts? Particularly those of you who are Kharasi.
I just, if it was me in this room and not Anya, this would about be the time that I would just very subtly shove Sam forward very aggressively. But it's not. But I just needed that to be known. Anya does nothing.
Well, then good for your vibes, Eddie, because what Ross does, Ross says, there are some of us here with quite a plethora of information about the wizards. If you would like, my compatriot Samuel Visk and I can give you a rundown of what we know of the wizards, if our companions would like to begin preparation to leave. Or we can all, as a group, speak to you. However, I do believe, as I said, my compatriot Samuel Visk has an intimate knowledge of the workings of the Wizards of the Ruins, at least in New Arcadia, and will therefore be able to assist in this regard.
Yes, I operated on behalf of a resistance unit in Kharas as a mole within the wizards' security forces. So I have knowledge of their organizational structure and of many of their typical security measures. I can definitely supply a rundown of these, but I think the most important thing that should be known for local efforts is that you hold the key to our lasting victory in this very city. And everyone's eyes keenly narrow at Sam. Haven Sirarg, the Dread Magister, or the High Dread Magister, is a lich. This is widely known within Kharas. I do not know it to be fairly widespread knowledge outside of Kharas, other than maybe particularly astute historians. But as is common with liches, any bright lich does not keep their phylactery nearby. He keeps his here in Durham, in the Wizards of the Ruins tower here. I would suggest that should be that should be a priority, and it should not be taken lightly. And then he lists off a bunch of security measures that I would probably take too long to go into the minutiae of, but yeah.
They need everyone else to be here then, or just Ross?
No, so people are given leave to go if they don't feel that they need to still be here.
Rook will stay, and she's paying intense attention to what he was saying then.
Anya's also going to stay because she does want to touch base with Athena once it's all over. But if the others are going to leave, she probably sends a message through the earrings, and she's like, I need to discuss with Athena the protection of some items that I have in my possession.
Interesting. Excellent.
It's unrelated to anything, which is why I have not told you. So,
but he quite uselessly nods in the direction of Anya when she messages that to everyone. Yeah, and he does also then tap Caius' side and lean and be like, "Do you want to stay or go?"
I will probably take my leave, I think.
Yeah.
In order to get prepared, I'm assuming we're probably going to leave fairly quickly.
Yeah, definitely. I've got to go talk to my shop and get stuff sorted. Do you want to duck out?
Yes.
Okay. And then Bertie bows to the the council and say, "Thank you very much. I will sit. I'll sort stuff out straight away and get ready. Cool." And awkwardly kind of like scurries out along with Caius.
Neumann, are you staying or departing?
Newman's staying. This is very key intel for Newman.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I won't go through it all because it would be a lot. It would take a lot of time. But yeah, a lot of typical arcane traps and devices and illusions are listed, as well as a few mundane ones, and extra caution is suggested for hunting the phylactery, as part of its purpose is to part of the purpose of the protections for the phylactery is to provide souls for it to feed off of. So
yummy.
Yeah. Hence being the thing that keeps Taven alive. So I don't know if Ross wants to add anything to what Sam is saying, but he's giving pretty much as much intel as he can.
Ross will add info that I totally know and definitely have written down. It'd just take too long. No, she's going to add any intel that she has gotten in the past, length of time she's been with the Concord, about what she knows about the wizard's presence exterior to Bapsashad. And any information that she knows about the Bapsashad Wizards of the Ruins presence that may be relevant to the Lords.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably say that as one last question before you leave, and that is not about intel. It is there anything that you need? Any resources that would be helpful for you?
A significant amount of disguise self scrolls or potions or whatever.
Any capability you can give us, as Rook said, to disguise ourselves, turn ourselves invisible. Potentially as well, many of us in the party are well versed in the healing arts, and many of us possess scrolls of many healing spells. If you could provide us with a few extras, it would not go astray. Or if not, at least some of the material components for said spells, if they could be provided.
Okay.
However, we understand that a lot of your efforts may be going towards the home front at the moment. Whatever you can provide us would be greatly appreciated.
Considering the fact that you have given us a time limit on this, maybe some teleportation scrolls would also be helpful to expedite the travel time.
Yeah. When Ulpip responds to that one, he gives a very pointed glare at Zachem.
I don't know who that is. I thought he was going to glare at Anya, and it's like, she can't fucking see you.
Zachem was the one who set the time limit.
Yeah, fair.
Also, question: does Sam have a sword?
He currently does not.
Okay. While Anya is having that little conversation and those two lords are having their little snit fit about oh, well, guess who set the fucking time limit? Ross will sidle over to Sam and just to be like, do you want any kind of sword that they can provide you, or would you rather we go shopping before we leave?
think if they can provide one, then that might make things easier.
Wonderful. Do you want me to ask, or do you?
No, I will voice my concern. As my cover was very recently blown, I find myself in the awkward position of being without arms. It would be greatly appreciated if I could be furnished with some armor and some form of finesse weapon. Preferably something that will be effective against undead. I'm sure that can be arranged.
And Neumann will step forward and he'll say, do you perhaps have any form of allowing scrying without the knowledge of how to cast scrying or the ability?
Alazira says, I am aware of such things. I think we might struggle to find one at such short notice, but I'd loan you my personal one. And she passes you a crystal ball.
Yes. This is awesome.
So this is a crystal ball of true seeing.
This will come in handy.
So when you are scrying through this, it will give you a true depiction of what you are seeing. And it will ignore any illusions.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Right. And any final things that people want to ask for? We should be able to get these items to you by nightfall. We hope earlier, but where should we have them delivered to?
Are you aware of the Berwayne mansion?
Yes, so we will have them delivered there.
Thank you.
All right.
We thank you for your time and your understanding in this matter and allowing us to take on this mission. And she gives a huge, graceful bow.
How
and then starts
sarcastic
ushering.
is it?
Oh, it's not at all sarcastic. It is 100% genuine. And then I'm assuming we're going to kind of do a little retroactive scene with Rook talking to Tyshawn in a moment. But if we are all leaving at once, Ross is immediately going to turn around and start kind of ushering everyone out very professionally. But under her breath, she's like, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Don't say anything else. Say nothing else. No one speak.
Yeah. So as the four of you remaining leave, like Tyshawn will follow you out to discuss with Rook what.
Anya will also shoot a message to Athena as they're leaving, and she'll just be like, I would like to speak to you regarding the artifacts before we leave. Come find me when you can.
Okay. Yeah, she responds, oh, okay. I will see you when I can. All right.
And Newman goes up to Tyshawn and gives him back his sword.
So
says, "Thank you for this."
Is the one approaching the group as well, because
Tyshawn's coming with us.
This is now the earliest convenience, and Newman approaches. This was his prepared action. The trigger has been met.
Thank you.
It came in handy. Thank you very much.
And he flicks his wrist and it vanishes.
Oh. A magical conjuration, or is that just making the sword disappear somewhere else?
Just making it disappear somewhere else.
Ah, right. Newman has no other reason to be here, so he might just be on his way now.
Yeah. Rook, you wish to speak?
That's right. Well, I guess basically, we're probably going to have to talk about me not being able to come for lessons anymore, and I might have to see if I think some of you folks might be down a translator and a scribe and everything.
Yes.
So I guess I'm going to have to turn in a 2-week notice on that one.
Yes, I think this might take priority.
I think so. Although, that phylactery of Taverns rocks. Your folks are going to be able to handle that?
I think if we take... if we recognize that is probably something that will require those of us, the most powerful of us within the Convocation to deal with, then I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if we're going to be here considering our timeline and everything.
No, it will certainly take some planning on our part.
Yeah, you send me a message as soon as it's all destroyed and everything.
Of course. Then you will know that it is possible to kill Taven permanently.
Absolutely, and I will be looking forward to that news. It's been hard getting information on him, but it seems like he's just gonna be staying in Kharas, I reckon. Otherwise, I might be staying here longer.
Yes. Fortunately, the rumors are true, and he has been around since New Arcadia was built. And he's probably been dead long enough that not even the greatest of resurrecting magic can bring him back once he is removed from this world.
That's good to hear. He's not going to come back after I'm done with him. But listen, one last point of business. I can't really say too much about this because I'm going to have to talk about it with them. But I've got another source of information, another organization that might be able to assist you all.
Go on.
They're not strictly legal, and I can't exactly say that I am a high-ranking member or anything, but I can make a proposal for you to work together if possible, if you would be willing to accept them. They're against the wizards too, I think.
You speak of the Order.
Yeah. Possibly. I'm not going to spill any secrets until I know that they're going to be protected and you're going to be protected. I just want the wizards down in Tavid Sivarag specifically.
Oh, trust me, I suspect Ulpip is already onto that.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, in that case, I might see if I can make sure that I'm getting all the information from Ulfip when I'm back in Kharas then. I'll let the group know that we're all working together and we all are aware then.
That would be a good idea, yes.
Excellent. All right, then. Well, I don't know if this is goodbye, but thank you for all your assistance, old man.
You have been a good pupil.
Can't say I'm some magical mastermind, but you've certainly helped me learn to resist magic, and for that I'm grateful. You're not that bad a teacher yourself.
Yes, if you don't end up returning, I think I may have to actually take on an apprentice once all this is done. And you do come back, well, maybe there'll be an opening for someone with a head start.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Bertie and Caius, while all that was going on, what were you two doing?
Well, I imagine probably the second that we get out of there, everybody just starts babbling about what happened in the meeting to Caius. They kind of scary about like, okay, well, I gotta go and check in with my shop, and then well, I kind of got like heaps of stuff like I kind of started packing last night because I couldn't sleep. I did get sleep though, so it's fine. So I'm kind of. I'm assuming everyone has to meet back at my place anyway, so I should be pretty much sorted. What do you have to sort out?
Well, not much really. I just sort of want to get myself into the right headspace.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I haven't left Durham for a while.
Yeah, no. Yeah, apart from just a little trip and stuff like that, neither have I. Which has been nice. It's been nice to stay in one place for a while.
Yes, it definitely has.
Yeah. Actually, I was actually wondering then, if you're not too busy, I was wondering before we go, did you want to go visit your pa?
That might be nice.
Let's do that, if you want to.
Okay, as long as it won't be interfering with anything that any of your preparations.
Oh no, of course not. The second I tell Marigold that she is gonna have to be a acting manager while I'm away, she'll just be shrieking in the streets. So it's gonna be great. No, it won't be long. We can do this first. It'll be on the way anyway. If you want to come.
Okay, sure. No, absolutely.
Cool. And Betty taps his hand. Let's go then. I'll pick up some flowers on the way. Hey. Which one do you reckon? Which ones do you reckon would be his favorite?
Well, I'd be honest. I never actually got him flowers, so I don't know.
Your favorite then?
Well, I'm quite partial to Akani's smile.
I think he'd like that. We'll grab some on the way.
Okay, off we go.
So you head towards the Durham cemetery and go towards the kind of more noble region and find the Sylvius mausoleum. Caius, would you like to describe the Sylvius mausoleum?
Describe your dad's grave. Have fun.
Not just your dad, but
yeah.
Your future grave. Sorry.
Your ancestors.
Sorry, yes.
Mausoleum.
So it's a very large cemetery, and towards the back, under the shade of a few oak trees, there's the entrance to an underground mausoleum, essentially, where on entering it, there's a brief bit of history about the Sylvius bloodline, a few notable figures in history. And as we continue down into the mausoleum itself, there are, on the left and the right, there are rows of tombstones which are set up from all of his family's ancestors, spanning many generations. The Sylvius family has been in Durham for a very long time. Very long, considering a lot of them have elven or half-elven heritage as well. As we get towards the back, there's probably another 20 or 30 feet of excavated room where it's just empty space. And on the left-hand side, there is a fairly simple-looking tomb with an effigy of his father and the words Felix Sylvius written on there. And Caius is going to sort of walk up and just sort of do like almost like half hop steps in a way, like he's kind of uncomfortable, but also, trying not to make a super big deal of it. And he's going to go up with the bundle of flowers. It's always so dark in here. Well, I mean, it's a sunny day outside, so that's something, I guess. I'm going away for a little while. We're going to Kharas. Haven't been there before, but hopefully it's every bit as nice as what you've told me. Mum's doing well. She's looking after the family. Everyone is. We're getting along well. I've got a new house. The house is finished now. I think the last time I was here, it was still being built, but I've got that done now. The garden's still a bit of a mess, but these are for you, and he's gonna sort of half toss the flowers onto the top of the tomb. I didn't know what you liked, so these are flowers. Well, I don't know what else is new. So I guess I'll see you next time. And he'll step back next to Bertie.
So yeah, Bertie's just kind of been like just respectfully standing a bit of a distance. And he kind of just like pats Caius on the shoulder and then touches his hand again. And then Bertie then goes kind of like just bows respectfully at the little coffin, and he's like, "Hi again, nice to see you again. Hope everything's going well up there. Thank you for letting us visit. I hope you like the flowers. You'll be really proud of Caius. I hope if you can see his garden and like his house, it looks awesome. I'm sure you like it. So I will not natter on because I've done that way too much before. But thank you for letting us visit, and we'll stay safe. I'll keep your boy safe, so both of us will. Each other, yes. Sorry, guys. Cool. Yes, thanks, Felix. Bertie bows again. And just kind of steps back. And touches Kaiser's hand again. He's like, I said dumb stuff again.
No, you, that was very nice.
Not good at talking big like, but it was good. It is a night. Yeah.
And Caius is going to turn away towards the exit, and he's going to quickly brush his eye, and take off towards the exit. And about 3 tombs before the exit, there's a fairly extravagant tomb of one of his great grandfathers, and he's sort of holding a sword on his chest, and the fist is kind of extended, and Caius is just going to quickly go over and just give it a little bit of a fist bump and continue.
So cute.
And Bertie would know that he does this every time he leaves the mausoleum.
Bertie kind of just like looks concerned because Kaz is obviously not super cheery, but that's usually the case. And Bertie, but he kind of like smiles fondly and then patters out after Caius back into the sunlight. And then quickly looks over him and then reaches out to take his hand. Hey.
Hi.
Good visit?
Yes. I mean, well, it doesn't get any easier, but
No, it won't.
You know, it's good to do.
Yeah, no. I think it won't get easier, but I think it's good to do. Have you been thinking a lot lately about it and everything?
Well, a little bit. It's... Well, I mean, I try not to think about it too much, but now that...
No, yeah.
Well, I mean, now Ravenna's sort of up and moving and is over in the Alec Isles. Everything is... you know, that sort of brings it up a little bit more.
Yeah, no. It'll still be hard.
But that's the way, isn't it?
That's it. And I know it's still hard for you, but at least you know that wasn't your fault.
That
Just
definitely
keep
does
remembering that. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so glad, at least for that.
So am I. Now we've just got to find the bastards that did it.
That's it! Absolutely! Who knows, maybe we'll find some information in Kharas.
Well, we can only hope. Right.
Yes!
On to the shop.
Yeah, come break it. Help me break it to Marigold. She's going to be so excited. And we can go get some tea after, and it'll be great. Thank you for letting me come with, as usual, though.
No worries.
I think you'll like the flowers.
And on that note, with Bertie and Caius ducking off to Bertie's shop, we're going to leave it there for this week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for listening.
Have a great week.
Listening.
Sorry for listening.
See you next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Do we have an ETA on start time? Because I am going to grab my water, but if we're going to start really soon, I mean, if we're not
Do I have time to make a cup of tea? My question.
You can make a cup of tea.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm
But
going
only one
tea.
anymore, and there will be death.
Gives us time to farm for stingers.
Cool. Should I leave this? I won't mute myself then, just in case. No, joking. I will mute myself.
We are, but
Kettle noises, bad.
Mitchell? I was about to say we are but humble sting farmers ploughing through the fields looking for funny jokes